Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my program, The Key to Diversifications. My name is Mandy Chen, Head of IQI International Sales. Just a little bit background of myself. I've been involved in international marketing for more than 7 years. And myself as an investor, I have invested a few properties in different locations, in different countries for the past few years. This program is designed for those who wanted to explore international properties or they want to diversify their investment portfolio, but yet they do not know how to go about it. With this program, we will give you some of the fundamental guidelines and criteria to invest abroad. And at the same time, we will actually provide some of the insights of the global real estate properties outlooks and updates so that you have a better understanding of the international markets. At the end of this program, you will benefit from knowing that some of the country, in fact, is not that difficult to invest. And in fact, they offer some of the very friendly investment policies and very minimum entry costs. Our program will run on daily basis, 8 p.m. Malaysia time, GMT +8. Please mark your calendar and join us every day. We will feature this in live FB IQI International Sales page. In this program, I have invited quite a number of panel of speakers. They are from various countries and majority of them are qualified professional real estate specialists and some of them are our IQI Global team. They are investors as well. So they are able to share their experience and knowledge to help you diversify your investment portfolio. Hi everyone, thanks for logging in. So today I have a very special guest from IQIWA, Ms. Lily Chong. She will share with us how she built her investment portfolio through properties. So without further delay, let me introduce Ms. Lily Chong from IQIWA. Lily, would you
Thank you so much, Mandy.
Yes,
yeah.
Would you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I will definitely do so. Yeah.
Yep.
First of all, thank you, Mandy, for arranging this interview, and of course, thank you to everyone who participates in this interview. And it's not easy. Yeah, it's Friday, and then at 8 o'clock. Okay, and I'm not quite sure how many of you is participate because I can't see the number, but attends. But I know my whole teams will be here to just support me. And thank you so much also for our core team in Malaysia, the international team that support. I know a lot of them also online at this time of the day. It's not easy because we have been like all day long, right, for different kinds of events, seminar. I mean, 8 o'clock, they still try to support. Thank you so much. Yeah, I changed a little bit with the way we are going through the interview today because I have like watchings, for the other leaders as well. So I was thinking maybe I change a little bit when we talk about Australia. Okay, to be honest, right, Malaysians or most of the people, in globals, right, they know they're quite familiar with Australia. So I will still go through some of the basic points, but I will change a little bit instead. So I will share my own personal experience as an investor. So okay, let's start. So my name is Lily, as Mandy already introduced. I'm the director for IQIWA, and I originally from Sabah. And you can hear already my Hakka English is quite outstanding. Okay, so I was studying in Perth back in 1993 and graduated from finance and marketing as my background, and then back to Malaysia. Okay, and worked as a economy lecturer at that time, so in a pre-U center. So then I moved to Hong Kong in 1998, spent 10 years working and travel between Hong Kong and China. In 2008, I have decided to retire. Okay,
wow.
That's where I start my story. I'm very lucky because with the age of like 35, I think at that time, so you can guess my age already. I was kind of like lucky because not so many people can decide to retire. I was at that time, and you know that I'm not lying because this will be broadcast in live in everywhere. So I decided to migrate to Perth for family reunions, and at that time I actually thinking about retire. And then one thing I realized when I moved back to Perth at that time, right, the living expenses is no more at the times when I was a student, where you get $5 for Hainan chicken rice.
Yeah.
And also the prices for the house is, you won't see anything about 150,000. So yeah, then I found, right, my savings go very, very fast. So I learned my first lesson before I become an investor. That is, if you decide to retire, to rely solely on your savings, then your life will become very tough and not too much of options. Okay. So just like I stopped for working for 1 month, I decided to go back for full-time job because I'm too scared. I will never forgot about the fear when you rely on savings. Okay. And that is also the reason to trigger me to find the ways, right, how to earn passive income. So at least, right, when one day I really decide to go for retirement, I can afford to sustain my lifestyle. I mean, lifestyle that I want to. So
Wow.
yeah, that is how I start. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you just tell us or share with us how
Mm-hmm.
do you start in this industry? Why you choose real estate?
Okay. Now, with my backgrounds as a finance, no doubt I do speculations with share markets. So I invest only blue chips, but even so, I still get burned in year 2000 and I lose a lot of money. Okay. And then it's like aviations, right? When you're talking about how to increase your incomes, right? The first thing you will think, I want to get a business. At that time, I was thinking to buy a franchise business as well. I still remember I was thinking to buy the franchise called Cookie Man's. Cost me around 280,000. But guess what? Franchise, even nowadays, right, when you go, I mean, in Perth, right, you hardly see Cookie Man's anymore because most of them closed down. I'm so lucky I didn't spend that 280,000.
All right.
So yeah, that is normal Asians people thinks, yeah, buy a business, then you will increase your income. That is not the case. I'm quite lucky I didn't spend that money, or else I it's really like 280,000, just go like this, okay? And then, as I said, I'm doing finance, so I do currency hedging as well. So I buy into yen and USD. Again, right, heart attack every night, right? You have to watch the currency up and down. So again, it doesn't work for me. So then I think about import and export business because that is my job when I was in Hong Kong. Again, because of the volume that we can import into Australia is very minimal. So we can't really make big money from there. It's not too bad. You can earn like 1,000, 2,000 from each import, but you cannot get rich. Okay. So at that times, right, I keep finding what is the journey, how you can make financial freedom. Then I remember the book I have read called Real Estate Riches. I can show you. That is the book at that time I read. This is under Rich Dad and Poor Dad Zero.
Yep.
So yeah, I was very lucky. Actually, I meet the author when he came to Perth. So so it's very encouragement because at the end of the day, he wants to sell me some US property in anyway. So
Did you buy?
I'm sure, luckily I didn't, okay? Because after that, right, the property markets, right, actually burst in America.
Right.
Okay, beside the books, right, me and my sister, actually, we went more than 100 seminars because we really want to find out, right, what is the real secrets, okay, behind property investment. Okay, then we found, right, no people will actually share with you unless you pay them some fee.
Yep.
So in my mind, right, if people need you to pay them one few thousands, right, to teach you how to get financial freedoms, right, I don't think they do very well. That's in my that's in my heart. So at that time, I was thinking, oh, if that is the case, right, the best thing is you go into the company and you just be into it, then you will find the real secret behind. So in year 2010, I resigned and take the adventure and go into and work as in a real estate agent for 3.5 years before I set up my own company.
Wow.
And
okay.
yeah, so I worked as a sales rep for 3.5 years. And my last personal record before I left the industry, not left the industry, before I left as a sales rep, my highest record was 81 sales, around 36 million of Aussie dollar. That should be more than 100 million of ringgit Malaysia at that time. So that is when I set up my bullet for property investment. Okay, I'm trying to tell you this not trying to show off, wow, you know, Lily, wow, you do 81 sales. It's not the case, okay? The reason I tell you that is because in this industry, there is a lot of chance for us, okay, real estate agents to earn big money, really earn big money. But please don't forget, you have to use this money wisely, okay? Don't spend too much of them. I know we encourage like luxury watch and nice car, okay? Do remember to do some property investment, okay? Because you have to remember, right? Money easy come, easy go.
Yep.
One day you look back, you will regret that you have do something, save up some money and buy some assets, okay?
Yep. You are
Yeah.
absolutely right. Okay, for
Yeah.
those that who just joined in, welcome to our episode 5, the key to diversification. Today we are very honorable to have Lily to share with us her experience as an investor and how she diversified her investment portfolio through property. Okay, today as usual, we will be giving away a free gift, okay? And Lily will be very generous and giving 2 free reports for you guys. So for those that who log in and join us, if you want to receive this report, can you just comment report? Then I will get my team to contact you personally and we will share with you this report, okay? And this report basically will talk about the general in Perth as well as one of the hotspot in Perth as well, all right? So for those who wants this report, remember to comment report. Okay, back to this interview again. So how do you actually start your investments diversifications, and how do you term these diversifications, I mean, in your opinions?
Okay. Before I talk about the diversifications, right, I want to talk about how to build the portfolio first, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So my first reasons, right, to join real estate, right, is very clear from day one, okay? I want to achieve financial freedom through
Mm-hmm.
property investment. It's not because I want to be the sales rep, earn money, okay? Because from day one, I know I just want to achieve financial freedom for myself, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then after a while in the industry, I found there's no so-called secret, okay? Even you work there, you won't find the secrets, okay? And then of course you learn bit by bit. There is some philosophy that I mean through the journeys, right, that I will share with you later on when I talk about the diversifications. But to be honest, there's no secrets, okay? Then when I was in my company one day, I saw the secretary doing some translations, and I found this cool this books called More Wealth, okay, from Residential Property, okay, by James Somers. It's very a good book, okay. These books inspire me, okay. Then this book is basically tried to tell me, okay, you own one or two property will never make you financial freedom, okay. To achieve financial freedom, you need to build a portfolio, okay, when you can, especially when you are young, when the bank still want to entertain you and lend you money, okay. When you're up to like 60s, right, you think about portfolio that is getting impossible, okay. So with the because I truly believe, right, with the money that generate through the assets, right, can, I mean, like passive incomes, right, it can kind of sustain the lifestyle that I want, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone's right have different kind of expectations towards the words of lifestyle, okay. Some people are happy with McDonald's, some people will just prefer seafood dinner, some people prefer economy class, some people prefer, ask Anthony,
Business class.
he will tell you business class. I hope Anthony is not here, yeah. Okay. Some people were happy with Casio and some people will just prefer Lorex, okay. So with at least 4 property in my mind at that time, right, I start my investment journey, okay. As most of you know, buying property eventually become a hobby to my family, okay. We have tripled these 4 houses stream long time ago.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sincere. I mean it. Actually, I want to put out the figure. Then you know, my family said, "Are you insane? You're not going to tell them the biggest secrets you have." So let me to keep that little secret to myself.
No
So
problem.
if you talk to my siblings or my teammates, right, I'm sure they can share with you also their own portfolio, because you know I'm so grateful because 90% of my staff, right, they are all investors themselves, and they're all passive in, like, you know, creating, like, build up the portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually we hope through the portfolios, right, we can generate the passive income in the future. Okay. So come to diversification. Okay, as we know, right, diversification is it's kind of investment strategies that can lower your portfolio risk. Okay, that can help to build a very stable returns. And in an event, in a very simple terms, we say, you know, you split your investment, lower your risk. Okay, just common sense. Okay, so when you mention about diversifications, right? Diversified, right, can be diversing the money across different class or different kinds of asset class. Such as you can go for share, you can go for, as I mentioned just now, currency hedging, you can go for bonds, private equity, and of course property as well. Property is just one of the options. Okay, it's not the only option, but I can ensure you this will be a better option. Okay. As I mentioned just now, I tried many things, okay, before I start property investment. Eventually, I end myself with property investments, okay, because I truly believe the leverage, okay, the leverage that we can get through the whole games, right, through investment, property investments, right, we can build up a good like foundations. Then you go to the next level, okay. What I'm trying to say is like investment is like a pyramid, okay. So your foundations, right, should be built on some things, right, that is very solid. That will be like property, okay. When you build up your pyramids on the tops, right, regardless you go to casino, you go to buy lottery, it doesn't matter because you lose everything on top, you still have your foundation below. Okay. Yeah, that's how I believe in diversification. Okay, for example, in Australia also, okay, we need to be very aware. Investment in Australia, right, is rely on this like we call property clock. Okay, so basically say if the east and west are always in two different how to say in against each other. Okay, when east going up, west going down. When west going up, east going down. I have no idea why, but if you see from the logical point of view, right, it's common sense. Okay, when the price is very low, people buy. Okay, when a lot of people buy, the price go up, they go back to the lower zone, lower points. Okay, the same with the property types. Okay, as you know, we have house, we have apartments. Against, right, for like let's say if I talk to local buyers, right, I always suggest them start with apartment. Okay. The reason is because apartments, you always have better rent to you and you have more tax returns in terms of the depreciations, okay, which will help you easier to hold, okay, and that is how you build up the foundation, okay. You start with apartment, then you have diversified in terms of the property type. Besides that, you have to diversify into the country as well, okay. I start my property in WA and then I go into interstate. And then I go into international. Why? Okay, as I say, Australia, we have the property circle. Okay, so and then so that's why I have property in, I have Queensland, I have Adelaide. Okay, so when I build up my foundation in Australia, right, I need something more aggressive. Okay, and something that I can flip, and something that I can, you know, I don't want to hold just for short term. That's why last year, the whole, like when you know, how many, 7 or 8 of us went to Bangkok, all being convinced by Mandy, and all of a sudden, every one of us by Bangkok, like taking drug, you know, we don't have no idea we already signed the contract and pay the deposit. Okay.
I still remember that trip.
yeah. So that's why we try to avoid not to go to any trip with you anymore.
And also we know that right now Lily have a very expensive hobby. It's property investment.
Yeah, you don't know how much I love property. You know, yesterday's, right, when Joel is talking about these likas, right, I immediately asked my sister, hey, you buy or not? You buy, I buy lah. Both of us, you pick one, I pick one. No? Because I did the same, you know. I still remember that was the year, right, I launched Perth Hub. I was so tired, okay, and then because the whole trip, right, we didn't actually have one day off, and then the last day before we fly back to Perth, right, me and my sister were supposed to go shopping. End up, right, we all go into the display, and she bought one, I bought one as well, and then that is in Sabah. Then yesterday when Joel talking about this likas, I also so tempted, you know, when I look at the figure, I told my sister, hey, you in, if you buy, help me to pick one. Okay, and then in the mornings, right, I already listened to Joe, right, talking about Philippines, and again, right, I say, wow, Philippines so cheap. In the car, I calculate, 3 million is only 70,000 Aussie dollar. I was thinking if I buy two, only 140,000. Just hold for a while. And then Drew also mentioned you can flip. And then I was so tempted already flipping. And then Anne also told me there's some project in Vietnam. I was thinking, oh my God, you just can, I think I found the right spots, right? In here, right? You can just non-stop shopping.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so wow, that's great. Okay, so in fact, that if you are earn Aussie dollars, if you are buying any properties in overseas, perhaps it's actually not so expensive to use as well. And if you are earning Aussie dollars and you don't invest, it's kind of wasted, right? Because I know that a lot of locals, they do not really go for a property investment. They are just buying their own house to stay. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those that who just log in, welcome to our program, The Key to Diversification. Remember, today we're going to give out 2 free gifts, okay? 2 reports. So if you want the reports, please comment report. We will get our team to actually contact you and send you the reports. Okay, come back to Australia. What is the potential of Australia market? Do you want to share with us?
Yeah, of course. I think you need another hour. Come to Australia is my love, okay? Okay, I try to make it short, okay? Because I have mentioned about the advantage for Australia, right? And then if you guys want to find out more, actually I have a very good video that's from the Perth Council that I'm more than happy. Beside the 2 ebooks, right, that's Mandy offer, we can offer the video as well. So we can send you the link that's to watch, okay? So why Australia? What is the potential? Okay. The basic one will be, as always, we know we are freehold, we have no inheritance tax, okay? And then the low currency that I mentioned, the low interest rate, okay? By the way, I love the reports, right, that Anthony just showed on the other day when they talk about the currency. That was the report from Standard Chartered. They actually mentioned AU, the Aussie dollar, is oversold but undervalued. Oh, I love that message. So that is, it shows, right, how big the potential is. Okay, so for come to like the potential of Aussie markets, like, so I go back to the same philosophy, the same theory again. Australia has no recessions for the last 28 years. Okay, this actually setting a new records among the developed countries for this uninterrupted and continued growth. Okay, and then of course Australia economy is always considered as very low risk and safe. Okay, that is why my own investment, I start to build my foundations through Aussie investments. Okay, and because because I listened to 4 different countries in the last 4 days, right? I told myself, oh my God, first, I cannot compete with them in terms of prices. Philippines, 70,000, yeah. In here, you can't even get, we can buy car park in here. So there's no way I can compete, okay? So I better keep my mouth shut. And then look at the incentive, how much the government encourages them. Like, no stamp duty, like, Bangkok, no stamp duty, things like that. I can never compete. But when you look at real estate, why there are still people come here to invest? There must be a reason, okay? Why they still migrate here? There must be a reason, okay? So Australian economy is all considered as low risk, safe, okay? And then the ratings, the one also, my goodness, I mentioned so many times, Anthony, tonight. He showed us on the other days about the ratings that is recognized by 3 global rating agency. Australia still rated at AAA, 3A, okay? And then also we have like, we have diversified service technology sector, all this, right? And most important thing, the governments have very low debts, okay? And then these unbroken records, right, is mainly due to also our diversified economy, because Australia is well known because of the energy and natural resources, and also our agriculture communities, our premium food. There is all high demands worldwide. Okay, and other source of income also we have tourism, educations, even healthcare. I never know our healthcare is that popular, but only because through all these the presentations that I have done so far, I have to do a lot of research. Then I just found, right, the healthcare, right, actually is phenomenal in here. Okay, so come to the world's like the produce, right, like gold, iron, uranium, lithium. Australia is the largest producer. Okay, and then even the natural gas, we are already knocked Qatar out of the top spot, and we are #1 in the world right now. Okay, beside the agricultures, right, you named it. Okay, so also in terms of the student, that is against, right, Australia is the world third most popular destination for students, and then we are the 7th largest in terms of the international tourism. So I think we will open very soon, which I will mention when I mention about the pandemic update later on. So I mean, also the free trade agreements that we have, 80% of the exports go to Asia instead of go to Europe. So, and of course we rely heavily with China because China contributes like 80% of our total export. And yeah, I mean, as I say, right, that is very important. We look at diversified, because you have to identify the gap and take the advantage of the property clock in Australia, especially some of the states like WA. Okay, now the time hard sell, yeah. WA has been in the lowest, okay,
Yep.
in the last 5 years. We dropped like more than 20%. That's why I cannot understand how come you guys can drop 70% in KL. Take us 5 years to drop 20%, okay? Okay, anyway, so I'm just having fun here. So, and take the advantage, like I always emphasize in my previous presentation, 75% of stamp duty rebates. And you know, some of the, like we have Emirates, we have the new project that's launched that's all with Airbnb ready, with short stay ready. Take the advantage, okay? Because like, you know, you miss that. Just like last week, if you buy, you listen to me, it's only 2.73, the exchange rate. Now it's 2.79, okay? So last but not least, you have the local IQI sales team here in the ground to support you, and you have the international team in Malaysia to support you. I just assume today is only Malaysian in the chat room.
No. There are other countries like Dubai.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Well.
I will change my script later on. Sorry, are you so sorry, Omar?
Okay, for those who just log in, remember, if you wish to get the report, so please comment the report, so we will get our team to contact you and send the reports to you. Again, today we are talking about the key to diversifications. We'll talk about Australia, and we'll talk about how you can actually diversify your investment portfolio through properties. Okay, Lily, a lot of people as an investor, they will always say wait and see. So how do you counter this?
Wait and see. Very soon you have nothing to see. Because it's never be a good time to invest beside yesterday. That's how I believe, okay? Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they are waiting for. If they're waiting for the market to crash, right? I would say the chances is very minor, okay? You have to remember, the pandemic slow down. Okay, pandemics, right, create the distance, create a lot of activities cannot be carried out right now, okay? But it reduces the speed, it reduces the turnover, but it doesn't reduce the price, okay? Because just like I asked you, okay, 20% reduce, yeah, for 5 years. If you want to sell a property, I go straight to you, okay? I said 20% discount. Are you willing to do that? I trust a lot of people will hold back, okay? Yep. So there is never be a best times, okay? That is also one thing that I would like to share as my investment philosophy, okay? There's never the best times, okay? Because every day is the best time. The best time will be yesterday that you have missed out in anyway, sorry, okay? Yep. So investment, as soon as you go in, okay, you buy and hold. I always believe that. You buy and hold, okay? And then you learn to switch off. Trust me, multimedia always because in the forum I did mention that multimedia is always bring a lot of negativity. The reason is because they got attentions. So even they report the good news in the articles, right? The topic will be negative, trust me, because that is how they capture the attention so that people listen to them. So don't fall into that kind of trap, okay? So once you buy, you switch off. One day when you wake up, that will be 10 years later, then you will see the price. Especially for me, right? Because I have been more than 20 years in Perth, 28 years, okay? So I witnessed the whole changes, the whole trend. At my times, right, a one-bedroom apartment is only 70,000. That was in 1998. When I moved back, right, is 2008, okay? That was like 10 years later. the same apartment was selling at 350,000 at that time. Of course, in between, right, we have a slightly mining boom, 2006, where the price, right, for Perth, right, is similar to, very close to Sydney, because we were the second most expensive capital city in Australia at that time. That was 2006. So when I came back 2008, right, the price for the apartment that I was staying go up to 350. So I did check recently because I just want to see how the market go. I always use this like as my benchmark, okay? Recently, the selling price in that unit is around 269,000. So it just says, right, if at that time, okay, as I say, investment always bad, it's always good, right, from yesterday. So if you ever buy that unit in 1998, okay, hold until today. I was just talking about 20 years. But if your earnings, right, 70 up to 269, I claim that is not a bad investment.
Yeah, after all, with all the currency gain as well, because
it was 1.6, yeah, at that time.
And I still remember there's one point that the highest, I think, is about 3.2 to about 3.4, right?
Yeah.
$.
Actually, its average is 3.2 to Malaysia ringgit.
Yeah. So therefore, it's like, it's not only talking about capital appreciations, not only talking about rental yield, we can actually have currency gain as well. And for the past, I think the track record showing that property in Australia, almost every 10 years, there's actually a fall, right?
It's usually, according to the 40 years performance, right, is the property actually double in every 10 years, okay? But sometimes they double a lot. I mean, they go up a lot. Sometimes they just adjustment, which is normal in the economic point of view. But because we have this crazy 2006, we almost almost double in 3 years time, which is, to be honest, it's not a very healthy jump. That's why it takes us very long time to digest, okay, to digest that increase. And also, of course, in between, right, there is a lot of changes in Perth, about the government policy change, okay, the population increase change, all this kind of change, right, change also change the regulations, how we can build in each project. All this, right, cost a little bit, like we have more supply than our demand.
Okay, so as an investor, do you agree with these statements? Is like buy and wait?
Yes, I do, because that is my philosophy, buy and wait. Because always the case, as I say, I buy and hold. Yeah, so I definitely agree on that. Okay, because because as I say, right, I build a portfolio. Okay, and my ultimate goal is to achieve financial freedoms. Financial freedoms means, right, I don't need to sell, to be honest. Sometimes I also cannot understand why people want to sell. Just like recently, right, even local agents, right, they ask me to sell their own property. I asked them, hey, uncle, how come you sell? Because it's not a good timing to sell. Then he told me he's a real estate agent, right? He also told me, oh, everyone is selling, I better sell mine. I say, why are you panicking? Do you really need that money? No, this is my retirement fund. I say, uncle, you still far from your retirement. Why you sell now? Why you wait for next year? He said, cannot, because everyone is selling. You see, that is not right, because if he can on hold 1 or 2 years later, right, first I sell for a deal, right, people don't crash the price. Because if he tried to sell now, urgently especially, then he won't get the price that he wants. He may not losing money, because I saw his portfolio, he will still earn some, but not a big jump, but it's still not worth to do it now. So come to your questions, I definitely believe buy and hold. So that's why buy, hold, and switch off. Okay, don't listen to whatever people tell you. Okay, they ask you to jump, you just say goodbye to them and ask them to jump themselves. Okay.
Okay. So with the current pandemic, I think for the past few days, it's been recorded 0 death in WA as well, right? So is this impact the real estate markets in WA a lot?
I will say in this way. I say, that is good news. I'm so grateful, because since Monday until today's, right, we have only 1 case, and then that is a case. I think the guys is working in the hospital. Okay, so it's not saying, right, tai say, okay, it's like it's no surprise to get that. At least, I still a good things. Okay, see the positive side. Okay, actually, before the pandemics, right, the markets for I would say more about WA, because I'm still living here. Okay, So the markets was actually on the way back to normal trends, okay? Especially because, as I said, right, WA has been in the bottoms of the markets for a long time, for 5 years. And then we have been growing. We have all the positive figures since January of this year. Okay, even until last month, March, okay, because we haven't have the April figure yet. Up to March, right, we still, it still shows that we have positive growth. Okay, so so what I'm trying to say is like, and we still have transactions. I think last week we still have 300 transactions in Perth. So even though, yeah, the social distancing has caused a little bit slow transactions, okay, in the housing market, but I don't think this will cause any things with the prices unless people do panicking sellings, okay. Yeah, because as I see, right, property is always the essentials consumption good, okay, essentials, like you can, is a part of, like, you know, like our food and our cloth, okay. So also it is not like share market, it is, this is again Anthony say, okay. Anthony always says, right, because it's more volatile, and then so people will always need a home, whether, you know, the market is good or bad, okay. Either they want to buy or they want to rent for it, okay. So and also this is how I see the property is an asset class, right, that's being looked after by our federal governments, okay. Because I also think, right, the governments want to see real estate market in Australia to achieve like and keep driving forward, because we quite a big portions, you know, as an asset in Australia. And the bank themselves, okay, they highly invest into our real estate, because you have to remember, right, when we go to borrow from the banks, right, bank actually lend 80 to 90%, okay, the value of the property. So there will be the people's, right, to ensure the value of the real estates will be very stable and maintained, or else they will be even stronger than us, okay. And also, that's why they allows, right, we can pause the mortgage, okay, and they release a lot of the stress from this homeowner, because, you know, some of them will lose the job, but you can choose to pause your mortgage. And then because of that, right, I also believe that will reduce the distress sales, okay. And I think I mentioned, right, in my previous presentation, real estate is always lead the rebounds of economy, okay.
Agreed.
Even back to 1991, when we have the recession or GFCs, right, 8 out of 8 of the capital cities, right, they actually have the growth, okay, during that times. And so even like, let's say, right, Lily, okay, because you are real estate, what if they really decline, okay? What if they really decline? Then I would say, right, there will be still demand for the property. Just put it very easy example, because we are sitting right now, right, in the lowest of the interest rate, okay, the lowest of only 0.25, okay. Basically, right, you paying mortgage, right, will be cheaper than you renting, okay. So I'm sure, right, there will be some certain demand. That's why, like my companies, right, we still receive a lot of inquiry from first home buyer, from downsizer. So I actually am very confident, right, Australia property price will remain stable. And if in like unlikely they really go declines, right, okay, I'm sure that we can bounce back very fast and strong. Yeah, because or else, right, I think we won't be the one sweat. I think bank will be the one sweat, okay? Because as I say, right, the property they have 80-90% share, yeah. Mine 10% share is okay, like just give it to them, okay? I think they will be the one real sweat, okay? So they will do everything, right, to maintain, or, you know, to keep the pricing, yeah, to keep the value. That either they choose to lend it to you or they choose not to lend. They wouldn't say, okay, what else they want to do, yeah.
Okay, that's actually very true, because we have our locals to share with you the insight of the investment guide and the market conditions in that area. So at least your investment will be sound, and we will be actually educate you how to invest wisely. So during this pandemic, is there any developer giving good deals and extra in order to close a deal?
They do, yeah. Some of them they do. But that was nothing to do with pandemics, okay? I think also because of the competitions, okay? As I say, right, to be honest, right, before, I think before 2014, we have most of them, right, is not more than 3 level, okay? At that time, right, we don't have too much of supply. I still remember when I was a sales rep myself, right, hey, you thought in the peak time you don't have headaches. You also have headache because you have to find the stock. Every morning when you wake up, right, where to find the stock. And then when, I still remember, you know, at that times, right, when we launch a project, I go to the site, okay, 5 unit, I go into the car, from Curtin, yeah, you know Curtin, yeah, from Curtin, because it's in Wilson, yeah, drive to my home, okay, I think 30 minutes in the car, I can sell 3 already.
Wow.
Time, okay, that was the peak time. But okay, then the government start to change policy, we have more apartment all of a sudden, yeah, suddenly we got so many stock. Before the pandemic, the developer already have to, because you have only that that number of population, but you have so many stocks suddenly. Of course, everyone start to fighting to get this customer. That's why they come up with a lot of incentive. Hey, don't count whether the incentive you pay for it or developer already pay for it, but there is an incentive. Like every country, they have to come up with something so that you come and buy. Okay, this one offer window, and that one say, okay, I will offer window treatment and aircon, and that one say, wow, at this I give free stamp duty, and then this one say, okay, you have to offer 3, I offer 4 lor. I think very common. It's not only in Perth, the same in Queensland, the same even in the peak area like Sydney and Melbourne, they do also the same. They offer rental guarantee, they offer a lot of, okay, rental guarantee is the most common one, okay, and free furniture, okay, package, things like that. Yeah. But definitely this is not because of pandemic. Way before the pandemics, right, we always have this kind of so-called incentive already. Yeah, I think this is more like marketing. Yeah.
In fact, Australia is actually a pretty stable and long-term investment as well. So there will not be like, for those that who are looking for short-term investment, definitely will not be in Australia. So
yeah, exactly.
For anyone who is interested to know more of our projects that offer in WA, you can actually log into our IQI Global website, www.iqiglobal.com. You can actually see some of the projects that we are actually marketing in Perth. Okay, so last, the conclusion. So what is your advice or the summaries for the investors?
Okay, as I say, never be best time to buy is yesterday, okay? So make sure you buy today, okay? Because, you know, if you listen to me 2 weeks ago, the exchange rate is only 2.73. Now it's 2.79, yeah? You save a little bit there, okay? On our hand, we have quite a number of good projects, okay? So that is good thing about our IQI platform, okay? Because as a diversified investor for myself, right, I also have my hesitations when I go to overseas to invest, okay? But when I buy Bangkoks, right, to be honest, I can't speak Thai, yeah? But I'm so confident because I know, right, I have some staff, I have the ground staff to help me, okay? That is the first thing. So I'm so grateful. So that's why I have the confidence. The same, right, when you come to Australia, you have the team here to support you. When you're in Malaysia, you have Mandy to support you. That is one thing, okay? So do be confident. You have to choose to diversify because not every country, not every, even in Australia, I was within Australia, right, we don't have the same path, okay? Some states faster, like now Sydney is very high points, okay? If you say, nah, I just love the name, okay? It's still a good option. Don't worry, IQI also have stock, okay? But you say, no, I'm listen to Warren Buffett, you buy low, okay? When people fear, you become greedy, come to WA because WA really have a lot of good stock right now, okay? Because we really at the bottoms of the markets. Because if you look at our history, right, we really same price as Sydney before. Even there are few days, right, I still remember, we are actually overtake Sydney to be the most expensive city in Australia. So look at this, and then as I said, right, last week we just launched the Elements, and then I already introduced during my seminars. There is a lot of selling points, okay, and it just started. There are still many good options, good units that you can pick. Okay, don't wait until everyone start to pick all the good units, right? Then you have to choose whatever left over. Okay, be the first one. Okay, yeah. I know I'm a hard sell, okay.
That's good. Okay, I open to the floor. Anyone have any questions for Lily? So we will have open for Q&A right now. If anyone have a questions, can you just put in the comment? We will pick up the questions and we will get Lily to answer you. Okay. Meanwhile, remember to log into our program every day, 8 p.m. Malaysia time, GMT +8. Features in Facebook Live, IQI International Sales. So tomorrow we have another very excited episodes that's talking about Thailand. So please join us. We will talk about Thailand tomorrow. All right. So let's see any questions. While waiting, so for those who is in the line, remember we are giving out 2 freebies, okay? So if you want to get these freebies, okay, please comment reports so we will get our team to send these reports to you. They're going to be 2 reports, okay? So for those who want to get these reports to have a better understanding of Australia and especially WA and one of the hotspot in WA. So please comment reports. We will get our team to send you the report. Okay, there's a questions come from Daniel. Does the Aussie bank still lending?
Okay, the Aussie banks, we have 3 different kind of banks, okay? The first tier bank, second tier, and the third tier lenders. To be honest, the big banks like the 4 major banks like CBA, NZ, NAB, they don't lend to overseas buyer, okay, unfortunately. Okay, so they closed their door in 2016 until now. But we still have the third tier lenders, okay, that's the welcome overseas investor, and their rate become very good as well, okay? As I mentioned, right, if you depends like what is your LVR. LVR means, right, you know, how much loans that you're going to borrow, okay? You're going to borrow from the banks. And then if you're looking at 75%, your rate is talking about 5 point something, okay? The less you borrow, like up to 5%, I think, and then no 50%, then the rate can drop to even to 3.5%, okay, the interest rate. And then also, right, all the risk fee, the miscellaneous fee, the click clock fee, they're also getting less. I still remember when we just start when the banks just stopped overseas lendings, right, this kind of third tier lenders, right, or private lenders, right, the fee can go up to 12%. Now we are looking 5% is not too bad, okay? So it's like half already. 5%, right, to be honest, some of my, I'm local residents, some of my loan actually locked at 5% as well. So I think 5% is not too bad. Okay, that is one option, okay? The second option, if you can go to global banks like HSBC, Citibank, you can get very good rate. You can get like 4 point somethings, okay? As long as you become their premier clients, let's say in Malaysia, you can borrow through the SSBC here. And then the third options, you can go for like, Singapore banks, okay? Especially for people, right, who they do off the plans, they are so scared, they panic. What if I cannot borrow borrow money at settlements? You can go to UOB and then you can get the pre-approval now and you activate the loan later. And also the fourth option, you can do local Maybank, okay, in Malaysia. Okay.
Yep.
Of course, there is so many ways you can do it. As long as you want to buy it, we will find the solutions for you. Okay. Included you do equity release from your current property in Malaysia. That is how our Japanese clients do. Because in Japan, right, the loan is only 1.8%. So what they do is they put their mortgage, the security by using their property in Japan. So then after that, they use the cash to buy here. So end up the interest is only 1.8%. Yeah.
Yep. So we are talking about margins of finance is about 50 to 70%, right?
Sorry, come again.
The margins of finance is around 50 to 70%.
Yeah. So even 75, there is options as well.
All right.
75.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess everyone has been really impressed with your speech, okay? And I'm sure everyone's, because there's not much questions on the floor, so everybody was so inspired by you, and I guess everyone will start into looking into property investments right now. Thank you very much, Lily.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. Yeah.
Okay.
And remember, we can do any private sharing for the elements, okay? You see, hard sell.
Okay, so again, we are actually provide one-stop solutions. So be it from the financings and property advice, inspections, even from the property management, we IQI, we have the whole team that is look after your interest. Don't worry about that. All right. So thank you very much, Lily, for spending your time and sharing your great experience, how to be a great investor and how to build an expensive hobbies by buying properties. All right.
Thank you, Mandy. Hey, don't send me something later on to sell me. Yeah.
Okay, so
I can imagine already a lot of agents will contact me as well.
so okay, remember to
Thank you so
log
much.
in tomorrow 8 p.m. again, same time. We'll talk about Thailand. So till then, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Bye bye. Good night.
Good
Thanks
night.
for logging in. Bye.
Yeah, good night. Bye.